Hi guys, in this video we are going to look at domains of rational functions. So what's going on with the rational functions? Now they are going to have some kind of division. So whenever you have division, you do have a problem because you cannot divide by zero. Why is that, by the way? Why do they always say I can't divide by zero? Well, if you try it, let's say imagine that you take -7 and divide it by zero, the calculator obviously tells you it's undefined. By why? Well, imagine that this answer would be some kind of number instead of undefined. If you take that number and multiply it by zero, it should give you -7. But there is no such number because any number times zero will never give you -7. It's always going to give you zero. So division by zero is not okay. So what we need to do is take the bottom, okay? So whenever you have that ratio, do not worry about anything else. Look at the denominator. Take the denominator, set it equals 0, and solve it for x. Well, in this case, it's very easy. I'm just going to add 1 to both sides. So I will get x equals +1. But that's the value to exclude. We do not want it because if x is 1, that's when we get 0 on the bottom. So any other number is okay. So how would we write that in interval notation? Well, we gotta first identify where is that x equals 1. So x equals 1 is going to be right here. And anything other than that will be okay. So if you had to draw the domain, you would have to just lift the pen from the paper at 1, everything else is okay. Because you are lifting it from the paper, that means that this 1 is going to be an empty circle. There is nothing inside because you're just taking a point and like plucking it out of there. So how would I write that? Well, imagine this is negative infinity and this is positive infinity. So we have to break, we can't express it as one long interval because at 1 we have to take out that point. So the first interval is going to start at negative infinity and it's going to go all the way to 1, but it'll have to stop at 1 and 1 will not be included because it's an empty circle. Then we're going to start at 1 again and go to positive infinity. Remember, you're going from left to right, left to right. Now, how do we combine these two intervals together? So there's a special symbol that looks like a U for union, where you combining the two. And I'm going to show you in a second where to find it in MyOpenMath. But let's start entering the answer. So we click inside, we go to the interval tab, and we are selecting this interval first, right? Parentheses. Okay, so next we're going to go from negative infinity, a comma, and 1. Now we want that union sign. There it is right here. By the way, I think you can also type capital U, but I could be wrong. So just click on that. That's the union. And then the other interval. So again, you would click over here, start at 1, a comma, and this time positive infinity. So that just takes away 1 point from the whole real line.